Hello and welcome to my brand new save over on Football Manager 26 Up the Commoners. My name's Dan. We're going to be managing Biggleswade United. Let's get into it. So Biggleswade United, they play in the fifth step of the English non-league system. So if you imagine like the National League is step one, National League North and South is step two, and so on. So technically we're 5 promotions away from playing league football, which is probably going to be the primary objective for this save, especially in the short term. Some things you might not know about the club before we start. The chairman is Guillem Balaguer. Because of this, United have a history of signing Spanish players, Spanish coaching staff, and I think that's something that we're going to look to continue to do as and when the opportunity presents itself throughout the save. Also, United is a club that is very close to me. In fact, I live in the town, and I was involved in the club for a good number of years. Did some coaching at first team level, but my primary job was head of youth football at the club. And so we're going to try and use that almost like inspiration, really. Can we get some younger players through the academy and up making an impact in that Biggleswade United first team? It'll probably happen around maybe like National League, Football League level, where we start to be able to invest in youth development and start to see or reap the rewards of that investment. So yeah, that's going to be a little mini challenge for me. Can we get some players through the youth playing for Biggleswade United? All that's left to do now is to get started. So here we go, first day on the job as Biggleswade United manager. So it's probably a good time for me to show you around the club a little bit. They've got the stadium name as the Keach Hospice Stadium. Actually, in real life, it's the Verdant Stadium now, but we'll let them off. That hasn't been updated in here yet. Year founded 1959, so relatively new club, relatively young when you see the age of some of the clubs around. The capacity of that stadium, 2,000. So, I mean, if we can get 2,000 people in, all paying £4 each to get in, I wouldn't mind that at all. We've got 25 season ticket holders, and they're all paying £29 each. We'll have a little bit of a deeper dive into the finances, but let's have a quick look at the squad. So we've got 8 senior players, 3 of which are generated players, but there are actually some players in the squad on the game that are here in real life, which is quite cool. First up is Newman Carney, who, as you can see here, is a defender. He's a left-sided, left-footed defender, can play centre-back or left-back, and he looks pretty good. He actually went viral last season for scoring a goal in a cup final for Biggleswade United from inside his own half, straight from kick-off pretty much. Rolled it back to him, over his shot over the top, lobbed the goalkeeper from his own half, which is great. And like I say, that went viral and was shown on a few news outlets on the TV, which is cool. But yeah, very experienced, 31 years old. He's been around non-league for a while, and I'm sure we're going to be utilising him at the back somewhere, either at centre-back or left-back. Next up, we have Carcel Hilton, who on here, he can play a variety of different positions, probably best out on the wing looking at these technical stats. Decent crossing and dribbling for this level, good technique, but the pace is where he stands out for me. Very strong on the right, weak on the left. So, yeah, he's a right winger really, isn't he? Very, very good pace for this level, which, that in the past has kind of been the success for this level on Football Manager. How quick are your players? Next up, Jeremiah Luero, who can kind of play midfield and all across that sort of attacking midfield role, wide, which is great. We're going to need versatility. We've only got 8 players, so players are going to have to play a few different positions. Again, very, very good physically for this level. Strength probably needs to work on that. We can sort that one out. But the pace is what's going to kill teams for me at this level. First touch is great. Technique is great. So he could play number 10, or he could quite happily slot into either wing for me. Reasonable left foot, very strong right foot. So good traits for us. Next up, we've got Kevin Owusu. So he's actually left the club in real life at this point of the season, but he is still on here. Again, very good experience. He's played 232 games at the age of 27, so very good experience for us. Again, great pace-wise. We'll take that. He can dribble, he can cross, his technique's good. So although he's left the club, we'll keep him on. I think we can use him a little bit this season. And last but certainly not least, we have Liam Smythe, who is a bit like the star striker at the club in real life. He had a great season last year for us, and he's carried on that form into this season, and he looks pretty good on the game. Finishing's great, heading's great, technique's good. 5'3". I think he's a little bit taller than that. Especially to have heading as that good for this level. But yeah, physically he's okay as well. I think that Liam Smythe could become a bit of a favourite for us this season, certainly, and probably play a big part in any success that we might have. So next up, let's have a look at our staff. And as you can see here, we're very thin on the ground, which I'll kind of explain, but I don't really mind that too much. You've got me in as manager. Obviously, you've got Dave Randall, who is the reserve squad manager. He looks okay for this level. And then you've got Guillaume Balaguer, who I mentioned was the chairman, but he is also director of football on the game as well, which is quite cool because, he's got very good judging player ability and judging player potential. So we could save a little bit of money on scouts and we could have Guillaume do our scouting for us. Now, I said I didn't mind a smaller coaching staff. That is because we're going to try and save as much money as we can. So we can get Guillaume doing the scouting as director in his role as director of football. Dave can just look after the reserves for us. Maybe we'll look at getting an assistant manager in to help me out with the senior squad, and that will probably be it for this season. So we're going to try and recruit an assistant manager, mainly to do all the stuff that I don't like doing, like the press conferences and things like that. But I think other than Dave and Guillaume, an assistant manager will probably leave it like that for the season. I said we'll come back to finances, and they're pretty much as you'd expect them to be in game for a club of this size playing in the division that we are. So we got under £1,500 in the bank. We're going to have to do something about that because although we don't put players on contracts at this level, we do still pay them. We still pay them an appearance fee mainly, and maybe like a goal bonus here and there. In terms of recruiting players, we may struggle because we got £3 per week available in the wage budget. Nothing to spend on transfers, which you kind of would expect. But we do have a hefty amount of money in our scouting budget. Which I think we could probably scale back on and maybe move some money around into the wage budget from the scouting to try and help us out. Like I say, we're mainly going to be looking at players that are coming in. Well, we're only going to be looking at players that are coming in on an appearance fee only, really. So we're going to have to find some ways to make some money. Normally in the old days, you used to be able to go on and arrange friendlies to spin a bit of money. I've done it in the past where we've cancelled training. We haven't trained during the week, and then midweek, if we're playing Saturday, we'll play a money spinning friendly on like a Wednesday and stuff like that. And that kind of keeps the players sharp and just generates some money for the club. So we're going to have to maybe be a bit creative and find some ways of making some money. Okay, so in terms of expectations for the current season, the club is expecting us to finish in the top half of the table, which is required. It's a requirement. We're going to have to do it. And I think we probably should be able to. They want us to be competitive in the FA Cup. Obviously, we go in the qualifying and the prelim rounds. So I'm not sure what being competitive means. Maybe it's a couple of rounds, maybe not. And be competitive in the FA Vars. And that is a competition that, again, maybe like a little mini milestone. We probably want to look at trying to win. It's a great day out for the final. You go to Wembley. Let's give the fans that day out at Wembley and let's try and win that at some point. Going on through the rest of the seasons, I might have to have a word with Guillaume about this because the only expectations that he's got is for us to finish in the top half. And I mean, if we're still in this division by the end of 29-30, then maybe I'm not doing my job right. But I'm hoping that we can maybe push on, maybe be in and around the playoffs, but certainly be in the top half this season and have a real crack at it once we've got a squad nailed down for the 26-27 season. But we'll see how we get on. In terms of the supporters, they just want us to be competitive against Biggleswade. If we ever happen to play them, we'll come on to the other Biggleswade sides because there is some good stories there. They want us to record a Spartan South Midlands League top half finish, again similar to the board, so we're happy with that, and strive to make progress on and off the pitch. So yeah, I mean that's what we're here to do, isn't it? We're going to try and build this club as best as we can and get them up the leagues as quickly as possible. Let's have a look at this league then. So we are playing in the Spartan South Midlands Premier division. Like I say, we are in the county league, so we're at the step 5 of non-league football. And when we look at the other teams around us, there is some fantastic derbies to be had here. We've got Arlesey and Baldock, who play in the same stadium. They are just down the road from us. Who else have we got in here? We've got Potton United, and that is a real local one, a bit of a fierce one as well. To put that one into perspective, I live in Biggleswade, and Potton is actually closer to my house than Biggleswade United is. So that really is a kind of like a 5-minute drive and you're there sort of thing. So we'll be looking forward to playing them. We're going to want to get the better of Potton, certainly Arlesey and Baldock in our local derbies, and some other teams to look out for. AFC Welling, who, let's have a little look at them. I mean, in real life, they are a very young team. They were founded in 2023. They're a young club, and they have just been sort of rising up through the ranks, promotion every year. So I'd expect them, although they don't have any of their real life players here, I kind of expect them to maybe be one to watch and maybe one that we could be competing with at some point as we go up through the leagues. But we'll see. But for me, I think we want to be aiming to try and get, as a minimum, one of these playoff spots. The top goes up as champion. We've then got 4 playoff spots. There's plenty for us to be playing for in the league. And like I say, there's a few local derbies to add a little bit of needle to the proceedings too. So I mentioned the other teams in the town. For a town as small as Biggleswade, there is 3 senior clubs. If we go and look at the Southern League Division 1, you'll see there you've got Biggleswade FC and Biggleswade Town. Biggleswade FC are the newest of the three clubs, I believe. They currently play out of Bedford, so they're not playing in the town, but there is a lot of support for them in the town. Their youth teams play in the town, and then you've got Biggleswade Town, who've got fantastic facilities themselves. And I'd imagine that, well, I'm hoping that we might be able to get a few very local derbies if we manage to get promoted, and we'll be playing against some of these sides in the league above. You've got Stotfold, who are just down the road as well. You've got Hitchin, who are close. Hertford aren't a million miles away. So in these leagues, it's great because every week almost you're playing against someone that is within a sort of maybe a half an hour to 45 minutes away from you. So, yeah, hopefully we can win a few local derbies and give the fans something to cheer for. We started this save late pre-season, which is probably going to be a bit of a mistake now, because as you can see, we started on the 21st of July. We got our first game on the 2nd of August, and we got 8 senior players, 3 of which are the kind of the generated players that you get. So our first game of the season, competitive game, is going to be against MK Irish in the FA Cup extra preliminary round. So we're definitely going to come back and we're going to play that, and then we'll probably play the first game of the season against Risborough Rangers in the league as part of this episode. That doesn't give us a lot of time to build a squad, so I think that's what I'm going to go and do now. I'm going to go and build a squad, try and build a tactic that I think might work around it, and I'll bring you back when we've got some players. Okay, guys, we're about a week away from the start of the season, but I wanted to bring you back in to introduce you to some of the new players that we've signed. As you can see, we brought in 4 players, all from other clubs, all on frees, but all on fairly cheap wages. Now, at this stage, we're kind of all about just getting bums on seats, really, in terms of filling out a changing room. We're not going to be starting the season with a huge squad. It's going to be fairly tight. So we're just going to try and get some experience in. First player in through the door is centre-back Rob Sheridan. We're looking at a 35-year-old here. By no means is he going to be a long-term replacement. He is only 5'9". Newman Carney, I think, was a 5'10" on the game. So might be some issues there. I'm also kind of setting us up to play a bit of a higher line, which, with a centre-back with acceleration of 3 and pace of 2, we might have to tweak that a little bit. But Rob Sheridan comes in from Fleet Town. Next player is another defender, Luke Playford. Can play on the wing as well, but I see him as a left-back. Basically brought him in because of the pace. That's all we're really looking for at this stage, in those sort of wide positions. Get the ball out wide. Get quick players that can maybe knock it and go and get across into the box. That's kind of what we're looking for, and I think he can kind of fit the bill. Jamie Reid is another very experienced player. We're looking at a 37-year-old midfielder here. Physically, actually okay. He's got the natural fitness. Technically, he looks fairly nice passing. He can cross a ball. He can dribble. He's got a little bit of flair about him as well. So not too bummed about that one. But Clarence Emma is probably the best of the bunch. 28-year-old Nigerian. He can play in midfield, which I think is where he's going to start the season. And he can also play up front. As you can see, he can finish. He's got the first touch. He can pass. He can dribble. Mentals are okay. He hasn't really got the work rate for midfield, but he has got the determination. He's a decent leader for this level. His aggression is pretty good as well, which I quite like. And physically, he's not the strongest, but everything else is okay. And at 6'1", I think he's just going to be, hopefully, a bit of a presence in there. We had 3 players going out, and these are all just generated players, just going out on loan. Really to free up some of their wages. All of these guys here that we brought in are all on £20 a week. That's the maximum that I'm kind of willing to spend on a player at the moment. For some reason, we're not able just to offer an appearance fee. We have to offer a base salary, and 20 is the lowest that we can go. So £20 a week for each of these guys. There is sort of slight changes in like their bonuses, like a goal bonus and appearance bonus and things like that. But it's all a few quid here and there. And that kind of leaves us in this position. Like I say, we're a week out. We may be starting the season with some of the generated players in. We did have an injury to Luero. He is going to be out for the first few weeks of the season. I'm ignoring the star ratings at this point. It's just about getting players in and getting the season started. We're still in the hunt for another striker to go alongside Smythe, in the hunt for a right back and a goalkeeper, and then at least we know we've got 11 plus a few that can sit on the bench for us. That's kind of where we are. I'll bring you back again at the start of the season. Right, the time has come. It is time for us to play MK Irish, the champions of the league that we are currently in last year, in the FA Cup. First game of the season, first competitive game, the first time these boys would have played together. Some of these boys have only been at the club literally a matter of hours before this game. We did manage to fill a couple more gaps. So Ryan Hopkins has come in, 31-year-old goalkeeper. Looks pretty decent, to be fair. I was quite happy with his pickup. Zach Whittle has also come in. He is a centre-back. We're asking him to play right-back, which he's kind of comfortable with. But when we get a right-back, I expect him to come in and play in this role next to Sheridan. We have also got Robert Adema, 19-year-old striker. The one thing that sort of stuck out is the 15 for finishing. Other than that, he doesn't look amazing, but I'm hoping if we can just get him in the right position in the box, he'll be there to finish it off. And then we have also got another new signing on the bench, another striker, 32-year-old Josh Wynn. Again, not amazing, but you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. So that's how we're going to line up. We're going to be playing a 4-2-4, which is kind of going to resemble a 4-4-2 out of possession with the wingers dropping back. But when we have the ball, we want to be aggressive. We want to be attacking. Like I said earlier, we're going to play with a high line. Don't know how that's going to work with Sheridan, but we're going to give it a go. And the whole idea is to get the ball out wide, have our fullbacks bombing forward, have our wingers nice and wide, and we're going to try and get some supply into the box for Smythe and Robert Adema, with Ema just playing that sort of more attacking midfield role, maybe hopefully just sweeping up outside of the box. That's the theory anyway. First game of the season. Let's see how we get on. So here we go. We've had kickoff and barely 15 seconds in at the Verdant. The first game of the Beardiola era. Nearly saw the first goal. Liam Smythe through on goal. Ladyman goes long. Sheridan cuts that one out. Zach Whittle inside to Reed. To Ema, the one we're excited about. What can he do? He keeps going, Ema. To Robert Adema. Oh, it's off the bar. Oh, what a start this is. Taking the game to MK Irish early doors. After a quick start, nothing much has really happened. You can see we've had more shots than them. And we've got more of the ball than them. I don't know if that's a good thing at this level, whether it counts so much. We're just waiting for something to happen here. Okay, we've got a highlight. It's Hilton out on the right. What can he do? He's twisting, he's turning. Oh, and he's giving it away to Spencer. MK Irish on the counter. Haven't got players flooding forward. Ema cuts out that pass. Here's Kevin Owusu through to Smythe. A little bit of space. Cuts inside, finds Hilton, looks offside. He is offside. Here we go. Corner. Centre-back Newman Carney. Taking it. It's headed away to the edge of the box. There's Ema. Oof, just over the bar. Carney taking the corner kick there. We said about his left foot, and we said about him going viral for scoring from his own half against MK Irish. in a cup final, so maybe no surprise to see him being trusted with his left boot there for a good delivery. MK Irish on the ball. Here's Guess out to Boyce, out wide. Oh, it's a good save from Hopkins. The first time we've seen Hopkins have to do anything, and it's half an hour in. Is that maybe a sign there that maybe we're going to get caught out for pace, especially on that right-hand side, which is Sheridan's side? Okay, we've made it through to half-time here in the FA Cup against a good MK Irish side. It's 0-0, which I'm kind of pleased with. We did have a strong start, but MK Irish kind of made their way back into it as the half went on, probably having the better in terms of the chances. But you know, I'm positive it's a good start. We've hit the bar. We've come close a couple of times. So I think we're just going to tell them, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and we'll be fine. Let's get on with this second half. I'm probably not going to make any changes too early. We have only got 2 players on the bench that we really can bring on. And that is Wynne and Glennon, a striker and a pretty poor right winger. Luero's injured. Towns is a goalkeeper. So I mean, if a defender goes down, we're in trouble. Here we go. Here's Owusu. Forward to Robert Adema. Finds Smythe. Smythe outpaces the defender. Can he finish? Oh, it's just wide. It's just wide. It's positive, though. It's really, really positive. Our MK Irish going to attack here. Spence, who was playing right back, seems to have moved into midfield. That's a big diagonal ball. Reeve. Harry Guess. And it's 1-0 down on the hour mark. That could be problematic. Maybe we need to make some subs. What do we do here? Smythe, maybe. We've only got 2 players we could bring on. So let's bring on a striker. Let's bring on Josh Wim. Time seems to be ticking away a little bit for us here. MK Irish definitely looking the better of the 2 sides. I am going to have to bring on Glennon just because Owusu really isn't playing too well. But we're going to see how this highlight pans out. It's a ball into the box, headed away. Here's Robert Adema. What can he do? Who's he got in support? He keeps moving with the ball. That's good progress. Gets it into the box. Jamie Reed's there with a header. Oh. See, we are creating chances. He's flicked the crossbar. That's the second time he's hit the crossbar. I think we are going to make the sub. Glennon is going to come on. He's going to play on the left. I don't know whether he can. Time is ticking away here. What do we do? Do we demand more? Let's demand more. See if that does anything. No, we are out of the FA Cup. We've lost to MK Irish, who, like I say, were champions of the league that we were in at step 5 last season. So it's not the worst defeat. It's not in the league, but the cup's where you think, oh, win a couple of games, maybe get a bit of money in. I don't know, but there's positives to take from that. There is positives. It's a brand new team. What are we going to say to them? Would have been nice to win here. Just wasn't to be. They seem okay with that. Right. And unless anything else happens, we'll come back for the game against Risborough, the first league game of the season. Okay, so it's game day. We are playing Risborough Rangers in our first league game of the season. In terms of the system, we're going to keep it the same. We have made one change to the side that went out to play MK Irish in the Cup. Luero is back from injury, so he's going to come into midfield, and Ema is going to move up front, meaning that Roberts Adema is dropping down to the bench. Still very limited for players on the bench. Still didn't get a right back in, so Whittle's going to continue there. But that is going to be the team to start the game against Risborough Rangers. And we just got to put the FA Cup disappointment behind us because the league's our bread and butter. That's what we want to do, and hopefully we can get off to a good start. All right, so team talk wise, we're going to tell the boys we want to win every game. I want to keep the pressure ramped up on these boys in the team talk. Don't let them get complacent. We want to win every game. Today's no different. Let's go. So Risborough are playing a 4-3-3, which is the same system MK Irish played. Hopefully that means that we're not going to get caught out in midfield. That was my main worry against MK Irish. And off we go. Risborough getting us kicked off. Hopefully we can just get a better result and start the league campaign off right. Newman Carney though with the corner for Biggleswade United. 6 minutes in. Swings it in towards that near post. He gets cleared only as far as Owusu. Back to Carney in the box. Smythe. Owusu. Oh, it's gone out for a corner. Risborough on the attack. Down this left-hand side again. We really need to get a right back, don't we? Playford picks it up in the box. Owusu gets it forward. Luero. It's a ball out wide, and Hilton's got loads of space. Can he pick someone out? 3v1 in the box. Liam Smythe down to Luero. Oh, as he missed. Playing out from the back. Interesting. There we go. That's what happens when you play out from the back of this level. Oh, that's a rash challenge on Ema from Swear. And it's a red card. We're going to be playing the rest of this game against 10 men. Last few minutes of the first half. This is a counter. Luero latches onto it. Hilton. Loads of space in front of him. Finds Luero again, who's making a great impact on his first appearance for the club. Owusu at the back stick. It's in. Wow, what a strike that is from Kevin Owusu. But Jeremiah Luero, very, very nice bit of play there from him. Playing that attacking midfield role, just back from injury. And he's just kind of floating in and around the box. But yeah, what a strike from Kevin Owusu. And there we go. The first goal of the Bidiolu era. Kevin Owusu, and we're 1-0 up. Playford with the attacking throw. I used to like attacking throwers in Football Manager 24. Always meant a decent highlight was coming in. Oh, Zach Whittle. The centre-back playing right-backs with a strike from distance. They weren't too far away. Here's Hilton. What can he do? He's just travelling. Gives it to Ema. Ema accelerates down his right-hand side. He's got Smythe in the middle. Hilton back to Ema. Oh. Ball flashed across goal and the defenders put it behind for a corner. Okay, so we're in at half-time and we are 1-0 up. I'm pretty pleased with how that first half has gone. It probably could have been 2 or 3, but we seem to be restricting Risborough to not too many chances. What are we going to say to him here? The fans proud. Got an extra player, so if we have every reason to think we can get a result here, I don't mind that. I prefer this. Just because we have an extra player doesn't mean we can let up. Stay focused. Come on, boys. Up the commoners. We really are dominating this game. Have more of the ball. We're doing more with the ball. 12 shots to their 2, but only 4 of those 12 have been on target, which is a little bit worrying. Maybe we make a sub. Let's bring Ema off. And let's put Robert Zadema on. He started the last game. Didn't do too badly. Okay, 75 minutes. Hopkins got the ball in his hands. Throws it out to Whittle. I was just starting to think about whether or not we go defensive or not and just try and see this out. Hilton does very well on the right. Got players in the box. Swings it into the box. Owusu at the back stick. Heads it down to Playford. Into Luero. It's 2-0. It's 2-0. What a game Luero's having, by the way. Let's look at that again. Hilton with a good cross. Owusu looked like he misplaced his header, but it's a clever ball from Playford, the left back, into the box. Luero makes a good run, and it's a nice finish. There we go, 2-0. Let's start to shut up shop. Let's go defensive. Ride this out. Oh, don't do this to me. That's a good tackle by Whittle. Luero gives it away. Don't tell me I've just gone defensive and Risborough are going to do something here. Ooh, this is why I said at half time we can't get complacent against 10. Can we just see this game out? Oh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? We don't need this stress. It's exactly the same goal kick. It's kind of like a short goal kick flicked on by a defender. Oh, Amu's through. And it's a good save by Hopkins. That's the importance of having a good goalkeeper. We kind of just thrown players in, just players that will play for us for 20 quid. We wanted to get a proper goalkeeper, and I think we have with Hopkins. Here we go. Look, there's less than a minute left on the clock, boys. Just see this out. Oh, Powell's through. Plays it back. What is Hopkins doing there? What is Hopkins doing there? Why did I mention how good Hopkins is? Let's look at this again. So he comes out, goes back, comes diving out of the player's feet, and he's just rolling around on the floor. He hasn't even got up by the time the lads had a shot. Oh my God. Right, focus. Last 30 seconds. All you've got to do is focus. I'm not making another sub because I haven't got another player that I can really bring on. And there we go. Made hard work of it in the end there. But on the whole, we dominated. We got our first 3 points of the season. Let's tell the boys, yeah. Let's say we just proven them wrong. Be proud, great win. There we go. Well, guys, there you go. That is where we're going to leave today's episode. We started the season. We got knocked out of the FA Cup, but we did win our first game of the season. We're starting to put a bit of a squad together. If you are interested in seeing how Biggleswade United are getting on in real life, I'll put the social links for the club up on the screen now. Please do go and give them a follow. They're a great club with some great stories to tell, and they're having a good season so far. If you have liked today's content, please do like and subscribe. It really does help us out, and I hope to see you guys in episode 2.